Hey, it's Jay Worthy, and I'm right here with my man Bootleg Kev, and you can catch me on the Bootleg Kev podcast.
Bootleg Kev Podcast, episode 300. 300 of these things. Jay Worthy's here.
What's up, Kev?
Very rare Jay Worthy interview in 2023. Good to see you, man.
Yeah, good to see you too, man. We always catch each other out in functions.
Yes, sir, man. You've been working so hard, bro.
Appreciate that.
You got the tour coming up?
I got the tour coming up, yeah. First leg of the tour. Excited about that, you know what I'm saying? Perform some new material about to come out, so always good, you know?
Yeah, I feel like you have a pretty insane output when it comes to just like putting out bodies of work, bro. Like for you, like what would you kind of attribute the work ethic to? Just it feels like you figured it out.
Yeah, you know, I don't know, man. You know, like I studied the greats, you know what I'm saying? And you know, just even I'm gonna say it, just watching Pac, like when he was in the studio, he would tell him like, look, we're gonna lay all this shit down, mix and master that shit later. Let's get the verses done, on to the next. Like I'm always trying to get to the finish line, and it's easy to do when you're like working on a project with one producer. So for example, if I lock in with Fraud, we're in there, like I just left New York. I was there for a week. We did 10 records in 2 sessions, you know what I'm saying? And
You guys already got 2 albums. So.
yeah, we got 2 albums, and this next one is me and Kamaiyah, all produced by Fraud.
Ooh.
Yeah, man. I wanted to put her on, you know, like
Some
samples.
different shit, yeah.
Yeah, you know, because I feel like I'm good at, you know, I can A&R and curate things well. So it's cool to like, you know, I'm like, well, you know what? That hasn't been done before. Let's do that. You know.
For people who don't know, man, give us your background. Obviously, you're from LA. Kind of how long you've been making music, where you're from, what part of the city you're from.
You know, from the west side of Compton. I've been doing this shit a little minute. You know, I kind of came into the game with Yams. He was the first one to kind of discover me. You know, put out a project in the SoundCloud era with Fool's Gold, and then my debut EP was with Alchemist in 2017. That's when I started like streaming and putting music out. So, you know, we still knew we still on the first run, you know what I'm saying? I'm finna run it up some more. But, you know, I've been in the game a little second, I guess.
How did ASAP Yams discover you?
So me and Yams, we met in Texas, you know what I'm saying? And the way that we met was kind of crazy. I was out fucking around at South by Southwest. We was on the same like showcases or whatnot. Right. And he just took a liking to me, bro. He was like, man, I fuck with this dude. And, you know, we had mutual friends like Dash and stuff. And there was a lot of shit going on at South by. I think there was like a Rumble somewhere at the Fader Fort or some shit like that. It was that year. But anyways, we was wilding out there. We got along, and at the time I was living with Big Face, Game's brother, on Brazil and Wilmington, and I brought Dash over there. That's I don't know if you know who Dash is, but he used to rap with them a lot too. That's Dame Dash nephew. Okay. And I put him on a joint, and we shot a video, and Yams liked it, and you know what I'm saying? And this time I was kind of figuring out my sound. I was like, you know, I just wanted to rap over oldies and, you know, loop shit up. Yeah, you know, so he kind of gave me the direction. Like, you know, he put the confidence in me, because before I was just rapping in the hood with the homies, and the only, like, you know, success I had seen at the time, you know, was like Game or, you know, I used to run around with Suge and, you know, just soak up game from him. But this was some new shit, you know what I'm saying? And I liked the way the direction, like, I liked the way the music was going. And, like, this was around, like, everybody was hanging out at Fairfax. And I'm just, you know what I'm saying, streetwear culture, skateboarding, all that type of shit. And I was like, oh, this shit is cool, and it can get me out of the hood. So, you know, I started fucking around and moving in those circles a little bit.
Okay. What year were you running around with Suge Knight?
Damn, Suge, probably like young, like 2008, 9. Yeah, maybe
Jeez.
2007 even. Yeah. Yeah. Suge would give me a lot of game, man. And bring us around and stuff. And but I seen the game change, and I had to take a different approach. And you got to move with the times. You know what I'm saying?
How did you guys initially connect?
Who, me and Suge?
Yeah.
Well, just Compton shit. You know what I'm saying? So, some of the big homies, was fucking with him and, brought me around him, and he took a liking to me. And
Are you making music at this time?
I was, but I was like, I'd kind of like, I'd gotten, more caught up in street shit. I'm not gonna lie, and like music was just like secondary to me.
Almost?
Yeah, it was like a hobby, but I, I definitely still did it, but it wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know really what direction to go in yet. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really have my sound. Like before I started doing this stuff as London Drugs, I had put out one tape with Mustard, and I would just take different songs from different studios, and I'm like, Mustard was the homie, so
He hosted it?
Yeah, he
This
hosted
before he was
it.
making beats, then?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was making beats. He had just did Rack City.
Okay.
So like, and then Nima had hit me. That's how I got in the Empire system, because I remember I just threw the tape out there. And this is still like physicals, and like a couple of my boys that were from like the jungles. They were like, instead of just putting the tapes in swap meets and liquor stores around the hood, you should go up to Fairfax and put it in the Hundreds and Supreme and Diamond and
Streetwear spots.
Yeah. So that kind of like brought me up there, and then people on that side of town started hearing my shit. So I was like, I had the right intentions to do it, but it wasn't until like, I got with Sean and started like, really figuring out my sound and what I wanted to do. And then, with the help of Yams, just kind of showing me the ropes a little bit. Yams did a lot. He put me with Vice, and then that led into me producing that documentary with Kendrick, or about Kendrick and my homies, called Noisy Bompton, and that then also had Vice was doing all of my videos. Then I had Fool's Gold. You know what I'm saying? So that was like kind of the push that pushed me into like, all right, I'm gonna take music serious all the way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel like you've kind of like done a really good job of like, I guess, being in the right circles, having the right people co-sign you.
Yeah, and I think that's really important too. Like the whole shit with Al, that was like monumental for me to be able to have like him do my first solo, EP, and then through there, that's how like me and Gunn and Conway met. You know what I'm saying? Like the first tour I ever went on was it was just me and Conway, Gunn and Benny. It was just us four.
Yeah, sidetrack? What's up with the Griselda debut?
So it's Gunn's a busy dude. I'm a busy dude. We want to make sure that it's done right. We want to be in the lab at the same time. I have producers that I work closely with. He has the producers that he works closely with, and we're just gonna come put it together. And
It's got to be a pot of gumbo, but you guys got to kind of be actively working on it.
for sure, because like
You need to be in there with Conductor and all those guys.
Conductor, you know what I'm saying, and Derringer. Well, me and Derringer got an EP done, but we keep like changing it up. But yeah, and Monk, you know what I'm saying. But the thing is, with that, it's like, it's just timing, man. Everybody's busy and moving around, but it's gonna come. I want my debut solo to come out on Griselda, so
It's crazy you say that, and you have so much music.
yeah, because I won't even be able to put out my solo album this year. I got me and Rock Marcy album, the me, Kamaiyah, and Harry Fraud, and then I got a funk album with Dame Funk. And then I got another album with Cocaine, the singer, and those
Cocaine?
Yeah, me and Cocaine got like a whole like kind of like a funk group we doing called Billy Ocean, where I've taken some of the cats that produce for like Selection, like I Am Nobody,
Yeah.
and then Jake One and
Shout out to Jake One. Shout out to-
Laven Cali, you know what I'm saying, and then Me and Sean and, you know, me and Coca got some cold shit. So it's a lot of, it's tough because, you know, like us in the indie, like I don't like saying underground, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I like to remove that word, but
I
I
think
say,
the underground's kind of not a thing anymore. It used
Nah.
to be a thing, but I feel like there's so much. There's just subgenres of this shit. There's the independent rap. I mean, yeah, I feel like the underground shit is out the door.
I feel like it because it's like, would you call what Larry and Alchemist are doing underground? I wouldn't. That's a major rollout. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, and it's being pushed.
Because
On
back
a
in the
certain
day,
level.
you would think of like guys like Dilated Peoples
It's
as underground,
underground.
or like,
Yes.
but it wouldn't even really be underground because they were on Capitol or like.
Yeah.
Like even like the Raucous Records shit, but the real underground shit out of LA was like
Project Blowed,
Project Blow,
Freestyle
Visionaries,
Fellowship,
Freestyle, yeah, Bus Driver, all those guys.
and I got a lot of history with those cats. When I was like 13, you know, I was running around like with CVE and LA Cool Rifleman and soaking up game. That type of music actually opened my whole shit up because I really only like was listening to gangster rap and like East Coast shit at the time, and then I was like, oh, it's some shit coming out of LA that's like different. You know what I mean? So
How old are you?
we gonna do that?
Well, I'm trying to figure out because
yeah. I'm an '80s baby. You know what I'm saying?
okay, so
I'm
I was
an
born in
80s baby.
'87, but I was my best friend's brothers in Dilated Peoples.
Oh yeah.
So when I was a
who's
little-
your best friend's brother?
Rocka.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I
because you
grew
know
up-
Ev is my boy.
Yeah, Ev's my boy too.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
crazy.
I've known Ev since I was 13.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
So I remember seeing them on the Platform tour, and then when they dropped Expansion Team, we came out here when I was like 14 and went to the record release party at fucking Fat Beats. Then they had a show at Jurassic 5 at some shit, and then when they had the marathon drop, they opened up for Kanye at House of Blues.
Yeah.
So I was around all that shit, bro.
Yeah. That shit was dope, man. That whole like that's why even like while we talking about this, like I like to do shit and bring like for me, I like to work with people that I grew up on. Like so, I did a song with Tash and we just put out a video.
Shout out to the Licks, man.
Shout outs to the Licks.
Rap Life. That's one of my favorite albums,
Man,
bro.
that was the shit. Him and Rake One had that video. That was the shit. But you know, like for me, like you know, Tash. I invited Tash and E Swift to my house, and then I was like, let's shoot this video. I bought like a whole in Compton. I bought this whole fucking like warehouse full of like vintage denims, and like I got dead stock for days, like Fubu, Avarex, Pelly.
You got
Fat
jackets or
Farm.
just denim?
Jackets, denim, shirts, everything. We about to launch. I'm about to launch a store with this reworks company called Frankie Collective. So that's gonna be coming in the spring. You know what I'm saying?
The Averexes when I was like 15. We'd get them from Burlington, but they'd be like fucking 4X.
Yeah, they'd be 4X. Yeah,
Gigantic.
you see, they're coming back though.
Yeah,
like
thank
Pelly
God.
and Averex,
Yeah.
they all like relaunching their shit, and like you know, I always been into fashion. Like people don't know this, but I'm like kind of the. I don't know what my title is, I would say, but you know, maybe the head of marketing over at Pro Club. You know what I mean? I took that and saw an opportunity to be like, this is a dope ass. This is
Staple.
It's a staple. We grew up on it in the hood. Everybody grew up on it in LA, and like, I wanted to see it just, you know, still keep its roots in the swap meets and liquor stores, but start doing collaborations. So when I came on board, we did the collaboration with YG at Complex Con. Started doing the 3-packs with FTP. We did the pop-up for Shoreline at Slauson.
Didn't Cookies just do a Pro Club?
Yep. Oh,
Yeah,
we
they
did
did the
that.
blue one.
Yep. And then we had, you know, Burner was rocking that Pro Club on the Forbes, which was tight. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, the fashion shit is always, I feel like, been a part of, you know, music. Every rapper had, when they was popping, every rapper had a brand. If it was Nas, it was Esco.
Of course.
I always thought Johnny Blaze was Method Man shit.
Because
but it
he's
wa-
Johnny Blaze?
Yeah.
Johnny
but it
Blaze
wasn't.
was I just remember seeing the shit in the source. I never got any of it.
Yeah. So they had a gang of that shit. So I just grabbed all that shit. So we'll see what it do. But I'm also gonna launch my own line this year. But you know, back to the Tash story. I was like, yo, let's shoot a commercial for my all the vintage pieces, and jump on this old shit, and we shot a video. But I just like to work with cats that, you know, I grew up listening to. So when I was able to meet Cube and, you know, Corrupt and Bun and all these cats, it's like a blessing to me, man, because, you know, that's what inspired me to do what I do. So for me, it's like the 13-year-old me is like,
living your dream, man.
I'm living my dream, yeah,
right.
You know.
It's Bootleg Kev here. Got to stop the interview to tell you about our good friends at King Palm. Now listen, guys, all I do is smoke out of King Palm. If you see me smoking, it's out of King Palm, all right? And I'm going to shout them out because it's all natural, no tobacco. It's a tobacco-free product. Also, no additives. No need to split it open. No need to lick it. Comes ready to go. All you have to do is put your tree, your flower of choice right into here, and you're good to go. Now, the best thing about King Palm, they have these terpene infused wraps right here. They're flavored. This is my favorite. I do love watermelon. All right, bursts of watermelon flavor. Again, no tobacco, no additives, all natural. All you got to do is pack it, and you are ready to go. Now, this is what's dope about King Palm. If you go to the website right now, you know, they're the new sponsor. I've been using them forever, so I had to hit them up like, hey, guys, I'm tired of smoking your guys' shit. I'd love some support on the podcast. They're like, of course. All right, so go to kingpalm.com right now. Use the promo code BootlegKev, and you're going to save 50% off. You can get whatever you need. You can order it online because these are tobacco-free, no nicotine, baby. All right, so you can get it right to your house, half off. KingPalm.com, keyword Bootleg Kev. You could also hit your local 7-Eleven. You could also hit your local smoke shop. One of the best-selling brands in America at the smoke shop. So many different products, rollable wraps, hemp cones, all the smoking accessories one would ever need. The smoothest smoke, the easiest to use. What are you fucking doing? If you're smoking and you're smoking at anything but this, you're fucking crazy, all right? Go check them out online, socials, one more time. KingPalm.com, promo code Bootleg, save half off, taking you on that natural path with King Palm, baby. Hey, also, shout out to the homies at Blue Chew, man. Don't forget, if you're dealing with erectile dysfunction, if your penis is not functioning correctly, if it's a little flaccid, you're trying to get it a little hard, a lot of hard, rather, Blue Chew is where it's at. A lot of people ask me, you always talking about Blue Chew, does it work? Yes, it works, all right? Listen, it has the same active ingredient as Viagra and as Cialis, but it's in a chewable form, all right? It is sent right to your door in a discreet package. It's a great thing, man. Go to BlueChew.com right now. You use that promo code BOOTLEG right now. You're going to get a month's supply for free of Blue Chew. Why not have some better sex, okay? Seriously. There's so many other ways you can get down to because they just dropped the Blue Chew mint flavor, which is the same active ingredient as Levitra. Just so many things we can do here. And look, when you go to BlueChew.com and you sign up with that promo code BOOTLEG, they're going to literally send it straight to your crib for free. $5 in shipping. You get a month's supply for free. Now, how does it work? One, you don't need to go to any doctor's appointments. It's all handled online with an online pharmacist. You don't have to worry about going and sitting in a waiting room to go discuss your dick with some strange dude or chick. Maybe you're into that. I don't know. With that being said, it's an awkward situation, all right? If you're dealing with erectile dysfunction, all you need to do is go to BlueChew.com right now, use the promo code BOOTLEG, and you will get 1 month supply for free, $0, right to your door. Your wife will even never know it even happened. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you've been a little embarrassed. You're tired of piping down that same old broad that you've been sleeping with for the last 35 years. Put a little pep in your step, man. Take a Blue Chew. Use that promo code BOOTLEG at BlueChew.com and try it for free. Also, got a shout out to my bookie, man. Final Four is on the way. NBA playoffs are here. Well, almost here. We got like a few games left, right? So much going on. You got the Masters coming up, man. So many ways to win money. Join us at MyBookie. I've been using MyBookie for about a decade now. It's where I put all my bets in. There's so many ways to win money with MyBookie. If you go to MyBookie right now, you sign up, mybookie.ag, promo code BOOTLEG, and you will get double deposit bonus action. That means your very first deposit, up to $1,000, make that deposit with that promo code BOOTLEG when you sign up for that new account, and they're going to give you another $1,000. They're going to double your first deposit. So you might put $200 in. You might put $500 in. They're going to give you another $200, another $500 to gamble with, all right? So much to do at MyBookie. Obviously, we love betting on sports. literally one of my biggest passions in life is gambling away my money and winning money on mybookie.ag. Now, I got a few futures going on right now. I got Joel Embiid to win the MVP. I got the Phoenix Suns to win the West. I got the Bucks to win the East. NCAA action, I'm taking UConn all the way. What are y'all doing? Go to my bookie right now. They got the props. You can do the player props. You can do the over-unders. You can do whatever you need. Plus, live blackjack, live roulette. I have so much fun on my bookie. You really don't ever need to leave your house. Shout out to my bookie. MyBookie.ag. Sign up right now with the promo code Bootleg and get that first deposit bonus. What are we talking about? Who else is going to double your first deposit, ladies and gentlemen? MyBookie.ag. Promo code Bootleg. Sign up and let's win some money. Now let's get back to the interview. You mentioned living with Big Face, and I just remember Big Face 100 being like Game's brother, and then they had this falling out, and this was like early, like I wouldn't even say YouTube maybe, but it was like DVD shit. But I just remember that there was like a big division between those two. Obviously, Game being a Compton legend, his brother being a Compton legend.
Yeah.
What was your guys' relationship like?
Well, I didn't really know. I met Game like maybe a couple times when he was like as he was blowing up and stuff. But my relationship was more with Face. You know what I'm saying? Through a couple of the big homies from my hood, and at the time I didn't have nowhere to. I didn't have nowhere to stay. So
you had a place to stay with him.
Yeah, he opened his house to me, and that ended up turning into a long time. So I was there like. You know what I mean? And then those days, that's when I met Freeway Rick, and I was selling Indian hair, and then he was selling hair, and we was trapping
trapping the hair?
Trapping the hair all over Compton, South Central, everywhere Watts. We was really making some good money off of hair until that game got saturated, you know what I'm saying? So
that shit's crazy.
Man, me and Rick used to go get free clothes on Fairfax. We would go get all the promo stuff, and then I would wear most of that shit, but Rick would go and flip that shit.
Shout out to Freeway Rick, man.
Yeah, that's my dog, man. Me and Rick got a lot of history, man. We've been we getting broke together and we got rich together. So
you have collab projects with some of the most legendary producers. You got an album with Muggs, you got an album with Alchemist, you got a couple of albums with Harry Fraud, you got Rock Marciano, the collab album coming out.
Yeah.
For you, what is like, give me kind of like the breakdown on like the creative process on working with each one of these guys, because I'm sure everyone's different. Producers, creative processes, maybe whether it's recording, whatever. What's the difference between everybody?
Everybody, I mean, for the most part, bro, like we all like friends. So, I really like getting in there with Fraud, because Fraud's like a good coach. He'll be like, nah, say it like this, or nah, you need to retake that again.
Someone recently told me he'd be in the Hamptons.
Yep, that's where we recorded that second album. So we went out to the Hamptons. That shit was dope. And like Fraud surf, so he'll like wake up, go surfing, and then we'll go,
Surf
saying,
club.
record. Yeah, exactly. So I like everybody's different, you know what I'm saying? But the main thing is we're all friends. So it's like I like to make music with people that I know. I like to have personal relationships, and I think that makes the music better. You know what I'm saying? When you really like family like that. But
I was gonna say it felt like the Larry June album caught a lot of like lists last year. I think that's my ninth best album last year. But do you feel like that album kind of brought a lot more eyes to you and your movement and what you got going on?
Probably so, I don't know, cause I mean, I'm not one to like. I'm a very private person. I don't really like being in the media too much. So that one probably, Larry's on fire right now.
It was a great fucking album.
Thank you, I appreciate that. That's Sean, from our group London Drugs, and we put that together. But me and Larry is like real life brothers. You know what I'm saying? That's like my best friend. So. It was just, we'd been sitting. Some of those songs are like 6 years old.
Crazy.
That we put on there. Yeah, one of the songs, the song with Jim Jones, I actually did that verse in 2013 and put it out now. You know what I'm saying? But that's why
9 years later.
Yeah, 10 years later.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and I just feel like...
Well, it came out last year.
Yeah, it came out last year, yeah. So I just feel like, you know, if it's timeless, it's timeless. Like, I don't really feel like, you know what, I still listen to Death Certificate. You know,
Of
I still
course.
listen to Dog Food, you know, like it came out yesterday, so...
Nah, it was
Hope they do the same with my shit, you feel me? I ain't trying to put a year stamp on my shit like that.
yeah. For you, I don't feel like I remember buying like the Jizza Muggs album,
I remember that.
which was a great album. But I feel like Muggs doesn't do as much like full collab projects with people. So I feel like the fact you got an album with Muggs is insane.
Oh, yeah,
It's a big deal,
nuts.
man.
That's nuts.
Soul Assassin shit. Like that shit's a big deal. Like, where did that relationship stem from? And like,
Well, I think Muggs probably got hip to me from Al, you know what I'm saying? And just seeing my shit, and, you know, we was mutual friends through a lot of people, and one day he was like, yeah, pull up to the studio, let's make some shit, and we just started it, and, you know, I already had in my mind, when I go start something with a producer, especially like a legendary producer like that, I'm trying to get an album done, bro. Like,
and you've done a good job of doing that.
Yeah. I'm trying to get an album done. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that was a great experience. You know, that's a legend. You know, my first CD I think I ever bought as a kid was The Predator. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
So, you know, he had a lot of production on there. And, you know, yeah, I came up on Cypress and all that shit. So for me, it's like you're in Muggs' studio and you're looking at the plaques and you're like basically looking at an old Source magazine, and then you like, this is dope. You know what I mean? So that shit was fire.
How high is Ice Cube on your like GOATs list?
That's like the guy, you know, for sure to me. As far as, you know, those...
Give me your like top 5. Your personal favorite.
I can't really do a top 5, man. That shit is really hard for me to do, man. But Cube is definitely in there. You know what I'm saying? Most definitely. Cube. Nas is in there too. You know. I don't know. I'm gonna just leave those two on there.
Those
right
are
now,
two good
man.
ones.
Yeah, those two for sure. Cause Illmatic and Death Certificate, those was like, okay, yeah.
Would you consider Death Certificate his best album?
To me,
Yeah.
I think so. To me,
I feel like I feel like it should. I feel like that's kind of the consensus.
yeah.
I feel like America's Most Wanted got the 5 mics, right?
Yeah. Because America's Most Wanted is like, but I was a little like, just the style of production for me was like a little still, like it was bomb. I love it. I go back to it now and I really got into it. But when I was like younger, I liked like, you know, steady mobbing and shit like that. I was like, ooh. And then like, you know, I still love Lethal Injection. That album
For sure.
to me is like crazy. So
I just had Mac 10 on it. I was like, dude,
I
West Side
seen
Connection
that.
was so fire. That
I
first
seen
album.
that shit, you know? Yeah, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope.
What is your? Because I always get into arguments. I have like 2 or 3 albums that are always rotating as my greatest album of all time. It's Illmatic or it's Doggy Style, usually 1 or 2. What's your favorite?
Well, I'm gonna give the old head answer though. Like for me, still to this day, and even though I'm from the West Coast and all that, to me, top to bottom, it's Illmatic.
Yeah,
it is.
I got
It
my
is.
General Vinyl right there.
Yeah, it's Illmatic. I'm gonna be honest. That one changed the game. I remember going to the record store and the dude was in there. It was me and my relative, and he was like, nah. We was like, nah, you know, 9 or 10 or something like that. And he's like, this is that shit. You know what I'm saying? It was like, oh, and just never got old to me. I still, you know what I'm
Have
saying?
you met Nas yet?
Nah, that's somebody I haven't met. I haven't met Nas. I haven't met Jay, but I didn't, you know, everybody out here, you know, I didn't met, but you know, and we're speaking of the East Coast, like Dipset, you know, like that was my shit. So for me and Jim got a personal relationship because, you know, Jim was fucking with the homies early on, certified gangsters. He was
in that, wasn't he in?
Yeah, he was in the hood early, fucking with Fo Bent, rest in peace, fucking with Hot Dog, and Wacko and stuff.
I just randomly saw that video again like 2 weeks ago. I don't know if it popped up on my YouTube, and I was like, damn.
Booyah Tribe and that shit.
I was like, this motherfucker was really in Compton.
And that wasn't like, there wasn't, people like didn't come to the hood like that then, and Jim was banging. So when Jim came out west, like he was tipping through hoods and like tapping in, like, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, really like similar, like I got to give it up to Waka Flocka too, because like that was around the days when we would be around Suge. Like Waka really came out here and tapped in, and when he made Flockavelli, he went and grabbed the homies, put YG Hootie on Brick Squad, put Ice B, put Joe Moses, went and shot Hard in the Pain in the Jungles. You know what I'm saying? That was dope. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, it's wild to really think that like a lot of the like, you know, because back in the 90s, you know, the Crips had more of the
right. They were the more popular. Like if you think about like Snoop Dogg, man. That's all really got to know. The biggest rapper in the world is Snoop.
And the homies, it's like, to be honest, like Jim Jones and like Lil Wayne kind of brought, I feel like,
he kind
more
of did
attention
for sure
to it. Yeah. Even though it wasn't from
LA,
Yeah, but it, you know what I mean? That's
it was
what
like Game, Wayne, for sure.
Game for sure too.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, Wayne and Jim, like, you know, they was putting on, man. But yeah, shout outs to Jim, that's the big bro. You know, that when I'm in New York, I lived in New York for like 2 years. I lived in Harlem, so that's like New York really like my second home. They love me out there. I just did a show with Rock, sold it out in Brooklyn, and like I was like, damn, they was really like giving it up. Lord Jamar came up to me and he was like, I don't know you. I never heard nothing, but I watched your set and that shit was dope. You know what I'm saying? I was like, them the type of flowers I need. You
Those
know
are the ones
saying?
you want.
Yeah, them the ones I want. You feel me?
Hey, we got to stop the interview real quick to tell you about our family at Odd Socks, baby. That's right. Shout out to Odd Socks. Little Godfather sock right there. Craziest licenses in the game. The most comfortable socks, period. And if you go to oddsocksofficial.com right now, use the promo code Bootleg, you're going to get 20% off at checkout. Now, they also got the underwear going on. These are some Street Fighter draws. Let's pop these boys open. Let's check them out. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Little Chun-Li versus Blanco. What? Amazing. Do you like Yoo-Hoo so much that you'd wear Yoo-Hoo on your feet? There's people running around out here with goddamn hot Cheeto jumpsuits right now, so of course you would. Shout out to Yoo-Hoo. They got crazy licenses. We already mentioned Street Fighter, Coca-Cola, Pepsi. Yes, they got the both there. They got Pepsi and Coca-Cola. They also got Scarface, Breaking Bad, WWE. So many dope licenses. Plus their Odd Socks Basics line, which are these, just kind of the normal socks. In my opinion, are the most comfortable socks I've ever put on my feet. I promise you, you got to go to oddsocksofficial.com right now and use the promo code Bootleg. Save 20% off your entire order, all right? So go do that. Oddsocksofficial.com. Also want to give a shout out to our family at Hardin. That's right. Hardin, the craziest dispensary you've ever walked into in your life. Hardin Las Vegas. You got to pull up, follow them on Instagram, Hardin_Las Vegas. You see the hat? You see the logo? Shout out to the family at Hardin. If you're in Vegas, you got to stop off. You got to go pick you up some weed. It is legal in Vegas. Tell them I sent you. They're going to take care of you, all right? Make sure you follow them. Hardin_Las Vegas, the largest selection of premium cannabis I've ever seen in my life. The best smelling place I've ever walked into in my life. They have a signature scent that's fucking insane. So shout out to Hardin. Go follow them, Hardin_Las Vegas. Check out more info about them at hardinlasvegas.com. Let's get back to the interview. So the Rock Marciano album, you were just telling me some of the features off the air. You got some crazy features, man.
Big dogs, man. Big dogs. So you know what I'm saying? Yeah, legends. You know what I'm saying? Rock hit me last night and he was like, yo, he's like, this shit feel like we making the Chronic. I said, oh, damn. I said, if you feel like that, then I know we got some shit. But, man, it's been a pleasure to work with Rock, and it's been cool to showcase him because everybody know he the hardest at rapping.
No, he can rap his ass off, but he's also an amazing producer.
That part, you know. So what he's doing for me is he's producing the album. He's rapping on it too, but not, you know, maybe just one joint. You know what I'm saying? So I want to leave some of the
features as a
yeah.
well, you told me a lot of them, and it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, but I'll tell you this though, we got Bun on there. You
Bun
know what
B
I'm
on the
saying? I'm
album?
going out to I got a show in Austin April 4th, and then I shoot out to Houston to go shoot the video. Yeah.
For you, because it is kind of crazy to think like, I don't think there's been another artist that has really like. Obviously, shout out to Freddie. Freddie's done stuff with Madlib and Al. I feel like you've done such a good job, though, if you go all the way back. Because the London Drug shit is you and a producer, right?
Yeah, it's me and a producer.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you've been doing
consistently
for so long. It's kind of like your business model at this point.
It is. And I'm not going to say that I kicked it off or nothing. Because, of course, Wu-Tang. Look, man, that was all RZA.
Gangstar, Mobb Deep.
Mob, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, not all of Mobb Deep's beats were Havoc.
It was like Havoc
but
and
Gangstar.
Al. But Gangstar was all all Premier. And Premier actually gave me a shout out recently, which that meant a lot to me. You know what I'm saying? On the mug shit. So I was
also, not all of Wu-Tang shit was RZA.
Right. There
the
was
first album it was.
Who was the
first album? I think 36 Chambers was, but Wu-Tang Forever was Mathematics. And,
yeah. Right. So, but yeah, I've done that. I like to create a sound. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Fantasy Island with Al, that had a sound. Active with Sean, that had a sound. The Cardo, the G Worthy project, that had a sound. Like it's cool to do that, but I think what will be interesting is when I really put out my first debut solo.
And it's different producers?
Griselda, and it's different producers because, like...
You're bringing all the worlds together?
Man, I got so many EPs that I started and didn't finish. Like, me and Jake One got some shit. Like,
I loved White Van music.
Man, I even got some shit with that Thundercat produced for me that I ain't even, like... Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, I'm trying to, like, show people some other shit when I drop my solo album. Like, here, this is Jay Worthy's... this is his studio album. Is that what they used to call it? His studio album.
Right.
Yeah. This is my label album. Right now, we still just warming up and getting the fun shit done.
Would you and Perico do another G Worthy?
I would love to, yeah.
He's his output since he got off Rock Nation has been crazy.
Bro, he always put the Energizer charge in my back because when he'll be like, man, what you doing, man? It's drop. Like, his model's crazy, and he's
turning up right now.
He's turning up. His tour's looking amazing. He's on he's on double time right now. I gotta catch up.
Y'all gotta definitely do a
we need to. We need to do G Worthy too. It's just Cardo's busy. He's busy. I'm busy, and the way G works is a lot different than me. Like me and Larry work very similar. Like, send me the shit and I get it done. You know what I mean? I'll just be in there with Sean or my engineer and I knock it out. But the way G Worthy was made, it was made in one day, and we had everybody in the studio.
It was like a live cook-up.
It was a live cook-up, and there's something to be said about that because if you look at the classics like Chronic and Doggy Style, they was at Dre House and they was knocking shit out all together as a unit, and music comes out fun like that. So I think we gotta get all together in one room for that to happen again. But it'll happen one day.
Would you with all the success and the love you got for the album with Larry, you guys talking about doing a sequel?
Oh yeah, that's forever. That's for life. Man, Two Peas in a Pod is like a group. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if you see they just dropped the track listing for him and Al's project. I'm on that. He was just on my last project with Harry. We keep each other going. You know what I'm saying? It's the brand at this point. You know what I'm saying?
So the tours come in. Make sure you go get tickets.
Yeah, go get those tickets.
Rock
man.
Marcy album on the way.
Rock Marcy album on the motherfucking way.
Kamaiyah collab project
with Harry Fraud.
Woo! So much this year.
And Dame Funk. If y'all not hip to that, go get hip to that.
Go get hip to that, man. Well, listen, I appreciate you pulling up. We had to finally make it happen, bro.
Man, thank you. It's been an honor.
Yes, sir. My guy, Jay Worthy. Boom.